I am angry with myself, deceased, because I have too much karma with the SX. I am the SX deceased in this God form, and that's how I moved the God form out from homeless into this homeless shelter apartment, because it was taking me more time to be deceased than it is to be homeless deceased. That means I died outside homeless of being homeless, and then now I'm inside homeless and I'm not deceased out of the door locking yet. And that's what's wrong with me having a roommate in the threatening. That was not an agreement. How can I make an agreement with you? I'm on the video camera. That there's no such thing as that. The only agreement I have is if I post a video on YouTube and you have an internet service provider that gives you access to internet and YouTube. Otherwise, you don't have an agreement with me that way, because you would have to meet me personally, and I would have to do what? Hook up internet in your what? Your phone, your house. I don't know how to do that. I'm not really that kind of jack of all trades. I don't have what it takes to do that. I am the Godhead, and my order here is to decease myself. But I'm having a lot of difficulty deceasing myself because you don't know who I am, and that's the order, because I didn't form you. But why do you give me so much trouble? The people who are close to myself physically, who know who I am and where I am physically, they want to call me by the name Rebecca or Becky, and they want to tell me to get out. And my name's not Get Out. You don't have any threats on you is not true. You're funny. You all have a smirk on your face when you tell me, ask me, where am I going to go from here? Yep, you all have a smirk on my face. You hear me say on my face? That's because I'm making the creation elsewheres, but I'm not making it in this Godhead, and I have a few problems. The problem is this Godhead won't cooperate, and I didn't have the leverage in place until I do now. And now it's been deceased for going on 3 years now, and it's true that I don't have the form of this Godhead to talk about the things that made it angry, but it's still angry, and it wants to talk about all the things that made it angry and put the people in prisons, and they are already homeless. That's why they have a smirk on their face and say, where are you going to go from here? Because you have to get out, and you didn't leave before you were told. You didn't get out before you were told. I can't do this. I have to get out before I'm told, because it's God who wants me to get out. You have prejudice on yourself, and you don't acknowledge that is a smirk on your face. Do in a prison so that you can have a smirk on your face in front of a guard with a gun and a set of keys to a jail cell, and he can decide what he's going to do with you, and you can decide whether or not he's your guard. That means you can fight with him about that you want to be a prison guard to somebody else or not. That's not really a subject that you should be trying about the public buildings, apartments buildings, or houses. That's not really where that belongs. If you have a smirk on your face about asking me, where are you going to go? You belong in a prison. That's where you can have a smirk on your face in front of a lot of people like you, and they're not really very interested because they have locks on their doors by somebody else handling the key. You don't handle your own keys if you have a smirk on your face.